Obsidian gleams under the moon's wings. Big fat tires chew through the dirt. Leaves and shadows kick up the herd. Dual suspension and feel no pain. Through the woods I'm a runaway train. Obsidian ride, obsidian ride. Through the wild where the dark things hide. Obsidian ride, obsidian pride. I'm the king.
What's up, e-bikers? This is the Mokwheel Obsidian. That's about a $2,200 e-bike. Comes in a step-through flavor as well. This is the black with the nice red accent here. It also comes in yellow and jungle camo. It's a 26x4 dual suspension e-bike here, and I call it a fat tire EMTB because it looks it, right? It did come with fenders. I didn't put them on, but I think it looks just much better this way in this format. It is super plush. That rear air shock is awesome. And let's get into the specs, tell you more about this cool e-bike. Sizing wise, this e-bike is 79 inches long. It weighs 77 pounds, so it's on a little bit of a lighter side here for 26x4s. Payload is about 500 pounds, 560 I think it says on the website. That's pretty crazy. Let's take a look at the shock here. The reach here is pretty nice too. It's only about 19 inches. And you can see here how much bounce that shock has. The front one has 130 millimeters of travel. It's decent, but definitely that rear shock is really nice. It's a D&M air shock, and it is super plush. And here's a look at the rear motor back here. 750 watt, peaks at a 1300 watts, and 28 miles an hour, 105 newton meters of torque right there. It's kind of an unbranded motor, I think, but should be pretty speedy on the road. For a battery, you're looking at a 48 volt, 19.6 amp hour system here located in the down tube here. It's pretty much hidden in here. You just put the key in on that side, flip this lever, and it pops right out. Charge the bike on or off. Comes with a 3 amp charger, so you can charge that thing up in about, what is that, about 6-7 hours. They say it's UL, it complies with UL standards. So I don't think it's UL certified, but they say it complies with that. So take that for what you will. And they say range is about 60 to 80 miles. I would cut that in half. It's probably more like 30 to 40 miles because you're going to run and ride this thing kind of fast, I think, over bumps and trails. So that's where the fun comes in. Here's a look at the drivetrain here. You get a smaller chainring up front here, but the star of the show is really this 10-speed Shimano Q's system back here. You don't get a 10-speed 26x4 e-bike. That's kind of unheard of these days. So a really nice Shimano system back here with 10 speeds, a lot of cogs there, and that's a really nice derailleur. It's solid. This thing is not going to bend on you. It shifts like butter. And here's a look at the up top here. You got that trigger shifter right underneath there. Again, 10 speeds. Pretty much unheard of in the e-bike world. Tires and brakes, you've got the 26x4 Chow Yangs with the reflective white strip on the sides there. 180 millimeters on the brake rotors, and we're rocking Tektro hydraulic disc brakes with pretty good stopping power. Tektro is a really good brand. And here's a look at those levers. And on the suspension here, you have preload and you have lockout here. It does have clicks on there, so you can actually adjust this a bit to your liking. Here's that mid shock here, the D&M mid shock here. You can put the air in here, you can adjust it here, you can lock it out, things like that. But it's on this horsed linkage back here, this 4-pin system setup. And these are really thick, really beefy, they're not going to bend. And again, one of the better out of the box. It's set perfectly for me. I'm 180 pounds, and I just love the way It acts already right out of the box, and decent bounce as you're going over those bumps, and really solid. Now, one other cool thing about this e-bike is this e-bike has the first detachable display. So I'm going to try and get it off of here. Let me put it up there. You just click on the little levers back here, and it should pop right off. Yeah, there it goes. Look at that. You can see the back here. It's got the connection points for it, but you can take this with you when you leave if you store your bike somewhere, and nobody can ride it at that point. So really neat safety feature. I think this is going to be standard on e-bikes, you know, in a couple of years here. This is a pretty cool feature and way to do it. Just put it back on, and there you go. Here is a look at your handlebar setup. I got these Mokwheel palm grips here with the gel inserts. Comes with a bell installed. Your brakes, your shifters down here. On the left side, you have a left side thumb throttle. Here's your control pad, plus and minus, power, and left and right. All right, let's go into the settings here. I'm going to hold down the left and right arrow keys at the same time. There you go, your brightness unit, throttle speed, assist speed, intensity setting, and all kinds of stuff here. So on throttle speed, I'm going to bump that up to the max. So it's cool that you can do that. Comes standard as 20, but I think it goes to 99. Let's see here. Bike's not going to go that fast, but if you want the max speed on the throttle, do that. Okay, hit the left arrow, go back. Assist speed, I'm going to leave that where it is. Again, you can change 1 through 5 with that setting there. Intensity setting, I'm not sure what that is, so I'm going to skip it. Riding modes. Pedal, motor only, pedal and motor, that's what I'm in now. Not sure why you want to change that. What else we got? Startup mode, fault check, and reset trip. So those are your different settings there in the Mokwheel Obsidian. All right, let's go do a road test on this thing and see what she can do. All right, we're gonna hit the woods first, do a little lapping here. This is just a torque sensor e-bike, guys, not a cadence sensor torque, just torque. You can correct that. It's just got some basically upgrades over the 1.0 version. So just kind of some minor stuff. We're going to do this off-road test here. We'll do a speed test on the road, hill test, brake test, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end, my likes and dislikes on this thing. Let's see. I did come here yesterday, and I was getting an error message briefly on the display saying something about the battery. So there's some rattling down here. So it's almost like I lost connection for a second, but then it came right back, and it's been fine ever since. So that's my only negative thing so far I've seen. Got lots of leaves in here, so we'll see how this thing does. Bump there. Obstacles. Nice. Push that stick. Oh yeah, another one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This thing is rollover alert. You did a rollover or anything in here. I hear the kickstand clicking a little bit too. Okay. Nice. All right. That was fun. Like I said, this is the off-road EMTB of 2025, I think. It's pretty cool. All right, so the speeds match perfectly on this e-bike. So it's got a torque sensor, so it doesn't seem that responsive. It seems a little slow to respond when I pedal, so it almost doesn't feel like I have a torque sensor, I'm being honest. But you can hear that power come on there. And then it kind of like dies off for a second, and then it comes back. The power delivery. So definitely feels stranger to me. It's supposed to be a torque sensor. It just doesn't seem very responsive to my pedaling. But all right, here's the speed test track right here. So we're going to come to a full stop. Two tests. We're going to do throttle only first, and then we're going to pedal our way back and check the speed limits here. Good push off the line with the throttle. We're at 17. So it caps out there. So yeah. So that throttle setting didn't work for whatever reason. That was weird. Here comes the speed now, pedaling. There's 25, 27. Ran out of room, let's try that again. $20, $24, $25, $27, $28 on GPS. 28 on the bike. All right. So class 3 e-bike, guys. Oh, nice. All right, let's do this hill test here. Throttle up here. Solidly powered bike, you know. 750 watt peaks of 1300. That's the same as like electric X Peak, which is another bike this bike competes with. 17 miles an hour climbing. It's going to cut out a 20 here. I'm going to start pedaling up here. Alright, here's where it gets steeper. Drop the gears down a bit. Let's see here. Shouldn't go below 11, I don't think. Oh yeah, this thing's cranking. 14, 13. Wow, didn't even go below 13. Not bad at all. That's a really good hill climber with pedaling. I think it's those gears. Let's try it on the steep part here as we pass the ghouls. Alright, we'll do this pedaling too. 11. Oh my god, this thing's crushing it. 10. It didn't even go below 10. Wow. That was pretty solid. Let's test out those brakes again. Oh, there's a person down here. I'm not going to scare him. Alright, I'm just going to downhill pedal here with no power. I think that was my best ever 750 watt up a hill. Because I never went below 13. Usually I do like 11-ish for 750 watts. So I think the gearing on this e-bike, that 10 speeds, really helps you with hill climbing. Feel very comfortable on this e-bike. Fits me well as a 6-foot guy. $32 miles an hour. And at this driveway. Okay, hit the brakes. All right. Little fishtail there at the end, but have these what are these Tektros? Yeah, these Tektros stop pretty well, and that was fun. All right, there's your Obsidian from Mokwheel. I really like this bike, guys. I was surprised actually. I've been kind of bored with a lot of these 26x4s this year, but I would say this one is my definitely favorite dual suspension of the year. I think it's that good, especially with that 10-speed Shimano Q's derailleur back there. Let's talk about my dislikes though first. So some rattling with the kickstand. It's a really long kickstand actually. That's the longest one I've ever seen on a bike when you're going over bumps. And this battery in here, you know, it's got a little play to it, so it needs some felt pads in there to secure that overall. The torque sensor is iffy, so I didn't feel like it was a torque sensor out of the box when I first started riding it. I noticed it more in the upper PS levels, like PS4 and 5. As I pedal harder, the power comes on stronger. So in like 1 and 2 and 3, it just doesn't seem very responsive in those particular levels over there. It's got turn signals here, but there's no turn signals on the bike, which is a little bit weird. Which tells me you could probably put on turn signals. I think this is right here is the connection point for the brake lights. So you could potentially put turn signals on this thing if you wanted to, if you can get a rack for it. And what else do I don't like about it? I had that one quick error message that went away. So other than that, all good. So what do I like about it? So definitely that Shimano Q's derailleur back here, just top notch, and one of the best shifting e-bikes I've seen. That hill climb was excellent. So I'm pretty sure 13 miles an hour minimum speed uphill for 750 watt is my best ever result for a motor of that size. So a thumbs up there. The shock is awesome. That D&M air shock there. The overall looks, the paint job is gorgeous. It's just this, like, I don't know how you describe it here. It's almost like a metallic matte black. It's just really deep and rich. That paint job there comes in yellow with a black top, and then the jungle camo. Just the overall comfort, very nice. Fit and finish, top notch. And I really like this e-bike, so I have to keep this thing. It's pretty nice. So those are my major complaints and likes, and let me know what you guys think. You know, also the money too. So it's $2,200, but I'm seeing a lot of e-bikes now that were once, you know, a lot of money go for like half price now. So check the sales on this thing. Price is always changing. Sometimes they want to get rid of models for the next year, so now's a great time to buy an e-bike. And at $2,200, is this bike worth it? I don't know, maybe like $2,000. I'd say it's worth it. It might be a little pricey, but it really, you got things in here you can't get anywhere else, like that derailleur, that detachable display up here. So that makes it pretty unique in the market overall. So if you're willing to pay a little extra for those things, that's kind of what you get extra for that price. And the paint job is great. Mokwheel's come a long way with their initial bikes that they sent me. They were pretty junky looking and clunky, and I just did not like them, but they've really upped their game with their designs. And this Obsidian 2.0 is definitely a really nice touch. So that's it for now, guys. Drop a comment there in the video. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next Crisscrossed. I'm out.